Thankfully, I'm getting better.
We're live!
Hi! Oh,
Hey.
it's
Hello,
been a while
everyone.
since.
Surprise.
It, Happy December, friends. Happy freaking December.
I'm sharing this as you do an intro.
Okay.
It's
Um.
a story.
Okay. Hey, everyone. My name is Adrian Pangilinan, one third of the Film Film Collective, as they already know. But for those that may not know, so the reason why we're here today was because Tuesday nights are like at 5 p.m. We usually aim to meet up when it happens. So then I thought about it. I was like, you know what? I think this would be a good time for us to just kind of do a live stream. Also because our ABS-CBN video just came out. Hypothetically, it just came out. So I think I wanted to use that as a starting, just to kind of talk about our experiences. Because actually at some point I considered asking y'all to do like a reaction video for my channel. But then I'm like, you know what? I think this is a better avenue for it. So yeah.
Sorry.
Very good.
Yeah!
Marissa, go introduce yourself, girl. Oh shoot.
Oh, hi.
Okay.
I'm Marissa, one third of the Film Film Collective.
I'm still trying to
If you
find
couldn't
my
tell, if you can't do math.
No, you're 2/3. You're not 1/3, you're 2/3.
No.
No.
Yeah, we're here in our ABS-CBN segment came out today. Kind of.
Can you
Adrian,
explain?
I don't know what to say.
Can you explain kind of?
What do you want me to explain?
Go ahead. This is free for all. We don't hold
Explain
back.
what?
Oh my god.
What you meant? What you mean by kind of?
Oh my god.
So I mean, I don't know if we're allowed to say that.
What are we allowed to share?
We can. No, we can.
Oh,
We can.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead and share, Marissa. Adrian, share this on Facebook because I don't have that on my thing.
Basically, if you're familiar with ABS-CBN, they release a Christmas station ID every year, and we were asked to be a part of it. However, if you watched the one that came out today, or I guess yesterday in the Philippines, we're not in that, but we'll be in a different version, a global version of it.
Yeah.
So
I was like, all that hard work.
Just look for us, or you can just watch our vlogs. And also, we have our own version on our
which we upload
YouTube
here
channel,
on our channel,
and it looks really great. I was the director of photography, and Trixie and Adrian choreographed. Adrian directed, and then we're also Jarek and Lauren, our friends, were also in it. So
and Leia too.
And Leia was there to be assistant director.
Yeah. Cam operator. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what we're here to. Why am I doing a heart? Like, I've been watching too much K-pop.
I've been like, I've just kind of been like, just kind of doing everything that is required for like this. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna share it. It was just like a lot that I'm like, okay, I think I'm done for now. Because we found out that the global edition, the version will come out sometime this week. They said December 3rd, but it can be either before or after. So yeah, we're back. We're back.
Yeah. So for us, it was great. If you don't know who I am, I'm Trixie, and I am also 1/3 of the Film Collective.
No, you're 1/5.
It is very visually represented right now. So I'm 1/3 of the Film Collective. I also want to say that we got this opportunity through the San Diego Filipino Cinema, who is founded, it's one organization, whatever. They're founded by Emma and Benito, who are all of our mentors, and they're great. So they gave us this opportunity along with their other volunteers. Again, we mentioned Leia, Lauren, Jarek was there. So they are the San Diego Filipino Cinema is just so amazing with giving opportunities to all of us. Also, Adrian has not made it clear, but this is his dream. It's his dream, and it was super exciting. Like, it's just like, oh, you want to be like on an international thing, and I was like, hell yeah. And this is really like Adrian's dream, which is why it very correctly went to him for directing. And yeah, Adrian, now I'm passing it back to you to talk more about that.
Okay. Where do we go? Where do we start? What are y'all feeling? How are y'all feeling today? There you go. Let's start with that.
Good.
Check in.
There's some good partial eclipse energy in the atmosphere. If you're unaware of moon cycle vibes.
Oh yeah, I saw the moon last night. It was full. Yeah.
It was exciting to finally be able to share what we shot. That's fun.
Oh yeah, finally. It was
we
crazy.
Made it in December collectively, like, you know, that's always good.
Okay. I feel fine. I feel fine. Adrian, I passed it back to you so you could talk about you directing it.
Okay, he's being modest.
Go talk for
He's being modest.
Oh my gosh. Okay, fine. I'll talk about life. Life is totally fine. Thanksgiving during COVID times was fine. It was the best that it could be. We had Chinese food. We played games. We watched movies. It was like all good in the hood because there's only so much you can do. But yeah, I don't know. I had fun. How was your Thanksgiving, Marissa?
Again, as good as it could have been. I mean, I just had Thanksgiving with my family here. I live with my family, so that was nice. I have a full house, so it wasn't lonely. I mean, it was still weird because, like, Filipinos, we usually have huge get-togethers, but at the moment, that's not possible. That's not safe, so we did not do that. But we still had the usual turkey, and we have a very American Thanksgiving, actually, with, like, Filipino desserts. Ooh, and I just ate a lot and napped a lot. It was a very nice long weekend, actually. Like, usually the holiday weekend goes, I mean, considering we don't go anywhere anymore, but still, it was like nice and relaxing, which I needed. How was your Thanksgiving, Adrian?
And then talk about directing.
Yeah.
Okay, segue. It was what it was. I mean, it was hard. It was very emotional for me, you know, and you already know why, but it's okay because then at least for me, overcoming that very first Thanksgiving that was like different than how it's been for a very long time, you know, it's like, okay, but we made it. I showed up the best that I can, and I'm alive. I'm okay. It's good. And then so going back to the directing, I was a nervous wreck. Nervous wreck. You know, I have to point out well, for I'm gonna point out something for each of y'all. So I'm gonna start with Marissa because she's next to me. In the video that she just uploaded today, it was really interesting seeing and like looking visually of like how I am when I'm nervous. and it's crazy because like one of the scenes that you had in your vlog where you said Adrian or Mr. Director gaining his confidence, I'm like, oh dang, that was so spot on. That was so spot on. And I just that was so spot on. And I am gaining my confidence as a director because I feel like I just have to get to the place where I can trust myself than to like kind of communicate with others, you know. But I think I'll get there. And then with Trixie, you know, I'm super thankful that Trixie was like in this case, my right hand person in the whole process because, you know, because we choreographed it and then we location scouted, and then, you know, just kind of her being the person to just kind of talk about what I've been feeling, you know. I'm like, oh shoot, I'm scared, you know. So it was really nice, really nice. Yeah.
Go team.
Yeah. I know. I like when I edited this clips back to back because like obviously I looked through all the footage and I mean, you're cute in that first clip where you're kind of like, yeah, you're just kind of like agreeing to what I'm telling you. And I was like, do you like that? Like, I'm not gonna do it if you don't. Like, you're the director. Like, I'm not just gonna take it from you. And so it was just like good to see you like at the end of the day, at the end of the shoot, like a little bit more like, yeah, I like that, or yes, let's do it again. Because I understand your modesty for sure, but as your DP, I was like, I want to know that this is what you want. Because as a director, it's your call. I'm not gonna make the decision for you. So I'm obviously gonna push. I push you. You know I push you, and it's because I know that this is your thing. And like, if you watch my vlog, I already said what I wanted to say about you, and it's all cutesy.
I was like, I was halfway sleepy, but when like at some point when that clicked, I was like, "Oh, thank you," you know.
Sorry, I'm laughing.
Very good. Go, Trixie. How was your experience? I don't know.
I mean, it was fun for me. It was fun for me. Like, I love being just the talent. Like, that's really what I want. Like, you know, we choreographed together, yeah, but like that day was mostly like the talent. That's great. I think, yeah, no, and I agree. It's like great to see you grow. And like the thing is, like, with directing or any sort of like leadership position in the set, like the big leadership positions where it's like you are making all the hard choices, you do have to be in control of these things and blah da 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 da. Like, it's a skill, or at least for me, it's a skill. Like, I
agree. It's a skill.
Yeah, like some people have like natural leadership, but natural leadership only gets you so far because it's like it's a skill to learn how to deal with all the different people and how to communicate what you want is just like very different, especially like because for us as artists, you know, we're known to be like these abstract people, and we say things and you're like, get it? And so
I'm like, a lot of things for me, it's like it's in my brain, but then when it's time to come out of my mouth, it's like
yeah, and like that's totally like a skill part. Like, I remember when I first started choreographing, and I was choreographing a lot with my friend Arthur. I was so lucky because Arthur and I read each other. So if one person said something and no one got it, the other person could translate. And then when he like went off and became a flight attendant, and it was just me, like at first it was super difficult because I was like, fuck, there's no one to translate. Like, I have to learn how to say exactly what I want, or at least enough so where we can try something and I can be like yes or no. So like those kind of things, like, they're skills. So it's like, it's cool. And you know, you only get that with practice. And I feel like with something like directing, I feel like you feel even more, because if you are directing something on the movement, especially if you have people like,
I was like,
we only have like, you know, when we're shooting and you're directing, there's only so much time we have, like, you know, especially it's just like, we're not like, we're volunteering to do this, so we don't want to take people's time. And
exactly. Like, and for me, dissonance is the thing that I'm scared of. It's like disagreeing, and sometimes it just feels so much easier for me to just like go like this than to like have to feel the power of stepping my foot down, because like when you finally like put your foot down, that comes with its own like, like consequences of like, and it's not I mean, it's by consequences, I mean like it comes with what it comes with when you have to like kind of own up to what you've like this, you have to be able to like commit to it, so that
and I think it helps. Like, I know like Marissa does push you, and I think it's good to have people on your team like that when you're going through like these experiences, because Marissa pushes, but Marissa never steps over. Like Marissa, you have a good balance of doing that, where like you can push and like where to bring attention, because you have so much experience with film, more than we do. He's learning in film.
Speaking of that, Randy Torres is her biggest fan, one of her biggest fans.
Oh, I love Randy. He's
and
so
he's
nice.
After us. So I mean, for you at least, if ever.
So it's just like Marissa like has a really like, she's like, honestly, like, you're a good mentor. So like it's great to have that on set, because you don't always get that, because it's a hard part, especially we're all like introverts, and it's hard for us to be like, yeah, when we're learning. So there's like fluffy stuff flying around. It's nice when your team really backs you up and you have someone to do that for you. I think team is also like really important, because it's like, yeah, you're leading and stuff like that, but your team also has to be people willing to like not just trust you, but also like
Yes, yeah.
follow. Like it is like a give and take.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's like, and it is easy, and it's so, and I feel like honestly for me it just seems also very Filipino to not want to step in each other's toes. But if it gets to like that, then we go nowhere.
Yeah,
Which
exactly.
is why I'm like, Marissa, you have a freaking great balance of doing that.
So well, thank you. Like, because that's honestly something that I'm insecure about, but obviously it's something that I'm very conscientious of, because I know what it's like when you are in the position of you're the director or whatever, and then someone kind of oversteps that boundary because they are of a certain identity. I won't say what identity that is, but I understand that. And like, yeah, like I never, like, I think you're right. It's a very delicate balance where it's just like you want to push your collaborator, and in our case friend, to their potential, because you know what they're capable of and you believe in them before they believe in themselves sometimes, but also to not make the decision for them, to not again kind of impose your own, I guess, creative desire onto them. And again, it's a delicate balance. And it just takes practice. Again, it just takes practice to know when to say something or when to.
Yes,
you got it.
Yeah, for me, it's like I'm too like.
It just takes practice. Like it's never like like I feel like since we are friends, like I think it can go either way. But I think we have known each other for a good amount of time, and also we've worked together enough times to kind of navigate that, because it does take time to find that balance with different people.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Trixie, I think you were the one that was like cutting up.
Oh no, I was doing that because you were stalling. I was like, is he talking?
No. I know. I was I thought you froze like classically.
Oh, that was my neck. Okay, so now that it's out, or the versions that we have are out, like, what are your thoughts? Have you seen it, Trixie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I watched it. Okay. So when these were my thoughts when I saw the first one come out, I was like, oh crap, maybe we're not going to be on it at all, because they sped it up.
Oh, the lyric video? Yes.
Mm-hmm. I was like, this is not the version we
have. Especially the first part. The first part was like, it's like kind of ascending, like going up, whereas the version that they have is already like upbeat, which is crazy. So crazy.
Yeah, ours was like ballad, and theirs was like
dun 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 dun.
So I am really excited that there's a chance that we're going to be in the upcoming ones. I loved it. Like I told Marissa as we were shooting, I was like, "Girl, yes." Because like it was really beautiful. Like it really was.
I was
really
in my
beautiful.
own world when that was happening. I was just like overwhelmed. I was like,
yeah. So I got to just look at stuff.
That's good.
I was overwhelmed. So I was like, oh.
They're having a moment.
So yeah, no, I think it's really great that we did it, which is why we're all obsessed and we all want to do like music video things now. We feel like, hey, this is fun.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited for that. Again, I think it was really beautiful. It was super fun. God, it just looks so good. And also, like, because Balboa Park and
Mhm.
like the green and us in our white and red, it looked hella Christmas.
During the storm, it was just like it's funny. Someone commented and they were like, it looked like you were in the Philippines because of how like windy it was, and I was like, oh shoot, you're right. Yeah,
Because
the trees were like this, like the palm trees were like.
Yeah, because it was definitely raining right before we filmed, and we were like, okay. So I thought, yeah, no, it was for me, it was really fun. Also, I totally forgot to say this. I got a peace out at 6.
Oh no, you're
But
good.
yeah, where are you going? But I totally forgot to say that before we started. So I'm gonna
I
say
know
it
you're good.
now.
I mean, that's
No
what
problem.
I mean, that's kind of how it's been.
Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I was excited to be a part of it. I'm excited to be a part of Adrian's dreams coming true. And seeing Marissa's
You all
like,
have already been part of like many dreams. This is just another one.
yeah, but this is like, like
Probably
this
the biggest one so far. The biggest one.
Yeah.
this is the stuff that you wait for every year,
Yeah.
like, and it's always great to be a part of that and like be able to like love something with someone, you know what I mean, like to really like I feel circle jerk, but I feel like that's why we work, is because the three of us can genuinely be happy for each other and
Mhm.
support each other in those moments and be like, hell yeah, like get your life. So like it works out, and I mean I really like being a part of that. Like I like being a part of people's joy.
Yeah.
I
Same.
feel like yeah. Actually, I feel like what that project was like, what all of that really was. I feel like perfectly represents us as the Phil and Film Collective. Because this was like the first project that we did that was not necessarily like our own thing, but it's like, hey, we're all three working together, and we're like, here's a project for like something that's actually outside of this, and we
Mhm.
showed up, we did it, and we did it, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I just wanted to add that, like,
Okay.
yes, and it was also interesting because it wasn't our thing. Like, it was not the Phil and Film Collective thing. It was a San Diego Filipino cinema. So it was
Mhm.
also like, it was also interesting and good to see that we could also function like outside of ourselves, still in a team, but that's not
Mhm.
necessarily our team. Like, we're part of that team. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't just ours. Like, it wasn't
The
ours. We were able to still function really
Yeah,
well.
we're like part of a just a different part of the ecosystem that we're in.
Yeah, and I didn't feel any sort of like, oh, it's us three and then everyone else. Like,
No, yeah,
feel
Mm-mm.
clicky
yeah,
at
not
all.
at
It was
all.
just
If
like, oh, it's
if
just
if
us and
anything,
another team.
if anything, what that felt like for me was like the confidence, because I was like, oh yeah, I mean, yeah, like I just kind of that muscle, that we've had of like working together. I know the fact that could hold on to that if things were to like hell, yeah. So,
Yeah, and just to compliment us even more, because that's what we do. Just
yeah.
circle jerk
The
all the time.
title
like-
after this, I should update it. It should say Circle Jerk after looking back at
Yeah.
2020
Circle jerk hour.
Circle Jerk Hour.
Anyways, I think it's just like we definitely bring like our collaborative dynamic transfers, whether it's the film collective or outside of that, outside projects. And also I think it's just like the can do attitude that we all have. It's just like we don't wait, we just do it.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's
Yes.
just something that can get in the way of a lot of creation, is that like I need to have it perfectly planned out before I do it. But it's like you have a plan, but like know that it's probably going to change when you go shoot it, honestly. So just go out and do it. I think is helpful too, because like honestly, that we got what we were asked, like Benito and Emma asked us like a week before, and then we had like a week. You guys had a week to do the choreo, and then we shot a week.
3
later.
days actually.
Yeah,
For sure.
exactly. 3 days. Yeah, it's really
Super
short,
short,
and
yeah.
it's like let's do it, and it's just like fun. Like I expressed in my vlog, like sometimes I like those shoots better because you have less time to kind of have that
Overthink.
anticipation and or overthinking, and you just go out and let your creative juices flow rather than kind of over plan.
Yeah, that is true. It is true. Like I like both like I totally like both environments, but I totally get what you're saying, because sometimes like you just get so stuck on like, well, it's supposed to be this way.
The visions that you have in your head.
Like, and even if you're not saying that to anyone else, but you're like in your head, you're like
tunnel focus, tunnel vision.
It doesn't look like the way I thought it would look.
Exactly.
Because you spent so much time being like, it's gonna look this way because X, Y, and Z, and it means X, Y, and Z. So it really has to look that way, where it's just like, hey, bro, no one cares that much, and nor can they get all of that from this one thing.
That's why with the choreography, Trixie and I like literally like had to like look at each other and we're like, we're using because this was before you decided to be in the back. Behind the camera. Marissa?
You gotta set the bar low.
No, it wasn't that. We were like, we're using Marissa as a standard for this, and it really helped. It super helped, because then that allowed us to like make it easier for ourselves.
Yeah, no, I agree with that for sure.
It really was, because actually looking back at the choreo, like even just like watching the video earlier, I'm like, this choreography looks really. I love it. I actually
it looks really good. No, it really does. And like those dynamic shots, wow. Who didn't?
Yes, wow. Who did it? Her name is Marissa Cabral.
No, it was good. And that's the thing. You gotta, I don't know, it worked well. We all understood what was happening and what everyone's strengths was, and the fact that it's like, hey, you either gotta learn this online and we'll kind of do it in front of you like the day of, and just making sure, because it's like, you can't get so caught up. It's just like, well, we're choreographers, so this is like gonna be super good. It's like, nah, bruh, you were asked to do this project as a volunteer and it needs to get done. So like having that in mind and like letting go of any sort of ego and more into just like being like, what are we really contributing and how are we going to make everyone actually feel okay about this? Because like, especially because like with Lauren and Jarek, like Jarek just like has a podcast and stuff, but they're not really like they're not in front of cameras like we are, even though they have other kinds of experience of being in front and being leaders in their own thing. But that's different than being like, hey, can you lip sync into this and look right into Marissa's camera? Like,
feel comfortable and feel super comfortable, like you're having the best time of your life. That was hard for me. That was hard, actually.
Yeah, shout out to Jarek and Lauren, because that ain't easy.
No.
To just like do it,
Yeah. It's not, especially when like we're all like, we don't really speak Tagalog.
Yeah, and it's funny because even with me speaking that language, I was struggling. So if I was struggling, just imagine all three of y'all. We're all struggling. Okay, favorite part of the experience. Wow, question. Favorite part or memorable? What's memorable?
Okay, most memorable. Our favorite part. I think it was like once we got home and like I looked at the footage, I was like, wait, this looks really good. And then you put together like that, just a quick little clip of you, and it looked like your song. Like it honestly looked like it was your song. I was like, this is so legit. And I remember when you were doing your first solo shot, and I was just like smiling like an idiot, because I'm like, I could see this on TFC, like. And also just knowing it's your dream. So I was like,
yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
For me, most memorable part. Okay, so this will be most memorable, and it happened before we started shooting. So no. So I tried really freaking hard for that. When Leia, Lauren, and I went to go to Jarek's car to help him because he brought donuts, and literally, like, we're walking out there, and like it's Lauren and me, and then we see Leia, and we're like, oh hey Leia, and we're in the parking lot, and we're like, oh, we're looking for Jarek's car, and we don't know, And then he's like, he's coming, he's like on his way, and then the freaking rain starts, and it's so rainy and windy, and we're just like under Leia's umbrella, and we're like, Jarek,
Oh, we saw that. Or I mean, I saw
raining.
that from we were
Yeah, it was
like,
raining harder and harder, and like my clothes were all wet. I was like, I hope this dries. Like it was really bad. Like the wind like shifted. I was holding the umbrella and I ended up hitting like Lauren or Leia in the head a little bit. Yeah, because like it was super hard. So I was just like, oh no, Jarek. It was like 3 girls being like, Jarek, where are you? So that's my most memorable part because, yeah, it was awful.
You know what's funny? Actually, when that was happening simultaneously, Marissa and I were like, we grabbed everything. We were like pushing it towards the shade because that thing was getting wet. I was like,
yeah, we're like, oh no.
We're like, and then like I started vlogging and I was like, this is happening, y'all. And just kind of like, you know, yeah, that was. So I guess that would be my memorable thing for me too. And yeah, I think that'd be it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, or at least now looking at the end product, I'm like, yes, it feels so good watching it because you know, like for me when I'm like usually taking on the director role, it's usually like you know, so I have a hard time, you know, kind of being in the moment until like it's way done, and I'm like, oh, okay, I can process things, I can look at it without like the overwhelmingness that was there. Yeah.
And it's so funny to me, Adrian, that like it's not funny like haha, but it's like it's I don't even know, maybe more endearing because like you do photography and I've worked with you, you know, like when we did those other shoots with Liz and me, like I've seen you in your photography stage, and that's kind of when you kind of came back into my life. When it was photography, and you were super in control and in charge, and I was like, oh, Adrian, get it, makes it easier for me. Like, and you were so like in control, and it's so funny because I feel like you could easily do that with directing, I think. And sometimes I understand we all get this away in our head when we feel like this skill is different than this skill, but it's not. And so just like, I mean, we're here to support you. And also like it's there. And obviously, again, like we all talked about it, like it is a skill, but I feel like, you know, remember that confidence that you have like as a photographer and being in control like that. Like you have it, it's there. So just like trying to connect that, like your feelings when you're in charge of the camera for photography, when you're in charge of a set. Like, yeah, it's different, but like the confidence, it doesn't have to be different, you know, like the approach.
Thank you. Thanks for the reminder.
Right? I don't know. Like, I mean, like, cause like, again, like you came into my life again as like more like as the photographer. Like,
after having not seen each other.
Exactly.
For like and years after dancing, you know, so
exactly.
Chapter, yeah.
Yeah, and I was proud because I was like, oh, look at little baby Adrian is grown up.
And then now we're in this chapter together. I'm like, oh damn. Yeah. So crazy. Like, different than photography, yeah. Yeah. Okay, one last question. And I think this is outside of this now, but one or a couple of things that y'all are interested, like projects that you're doing or that's coming up, whether it's in a couple of days before the end of the year or sooner than later.
I mean, I feel like I'm finally consistent on YouTube. I mean, that's always like a loaded sentence. Oh no, I feel like with my content now, I feel like my voice is in it. Like obviously there's still fine tuning I can do, but like I look at the vlogs, I'm like, I don't think I'll cringe at this. I mean, maybe, but like I feel like that's me and not me doing a performance. If that makes sense. So I'm planning to release I think like 8 more videos before the end of the year. And Adrian has been pushing me to do this. I'm finally releasing a short film that I directed in film school in 2017. Good. So it's been 3 years, and like only like the people that were in my class that semester have seen it. And then I mean, it was shown at the film festival at the end of the semester. But like I have been very reluctant to like share it online because, you know, as an artist, you're always super critical of yourself and your past work. And the story of the short film is very personal. It's essentially, it's a snapshot of my life. So I feel like that's also why I've been so reluctant to share it. But I know that the story is important to share because it is about LGBT themes and coming out and stuff like that. And I know that's still important. Those stories are so important to tell. And I need to not be self-conscious because it could potentially help someone. So
or cherish
my
it
hope.
so much that you like just kind of
Yeah.
keep it to yourself. Because at the
Yeah.
end of the day, for me, I'm sure y'all can agree that like the reason why we create art is not only to express but to give it back to the world. You know,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
if we're
Mhm.
so focused like here, then you know when does that ever? Hey, Rich. Rich says, "Yo,
Hello.
maybe I'm people watching."
Jess.
Oh,
Hey, Jess.
We got
Hi.
people watching.
well, that's Rich, but hey, y'all.
Y'all gonna watch the
Did
last.
you see
10
my
minutes
post?
of this.
I put, you know, we're obsessed with us.
Yeah, proud of you, Melissa. Do you have a date? Date? That
Let
one.
me check my calendar. One sec. So the
You
film
know,
is
we're gonna keep you
called.
accountable. I've been keeping you accountable.
I'm gonna schedule it. Like I need. I cringe at it.
Which I knew it was you. You were that one person who was in here for like a while. I know.
You're our biggest fan. You're like you're like the touring member of the Film Collective because you're not actually on the contract, but you like could tour with us.
Oh, Jess is
Jess outlurking long
Jessica.
before
Two
you.
Jess.
There you go.
Two Jessicas
Outlurk
are here.
each other.
Wow. They're all but yeah, December 11th. It's called No Matter What.
Oh, yes. So
Yay.
happy. Okay, you want to go, Trixie? Are you ready?
Yeah, sure, I'll go. Wait, what?
Oh, okay. So the question is, one or several things that you're excited for, like projects,
Okay.
things you're looking forward to
Okay.
for the rest of the year.
I like forgot because I was like, why are we giving dates? And I was like, I don't have a date. I'm excited to do more actual like dance film stuff, whether that means like music video, dance, or like just dance in general. I've applied to a lot of things lately, and I'm like sharing more of my dance like on Instagram because it's just like what I don't share. And it's so funny because I am very lucky to have like archived footage of most of my work as a choreographer. Some of it when you come out is going to be low quality because it was recorded like a while back. But like I still have footage at all, which a lot of people don't. So I'm excited, and it made me happy, like looking back to be like, oh yeah, I have done this for a while, and I am proud of my stuff. So I'm excited to go forth and like apply for more dance film things or just do more dance things. And I'm excited to release my podcast
tomorrow. What time?
It's gonna be out it should be out at 6 a.m.
Ooh.
It's out at 6 a.m. I'm excited to release that out because it's been like a long time. I tried to release it last week, but then Anchor died. You know, like apparently there's one day a year where the internet
and went back to life, thankfully.
I was like, hello. Well, apparently it's like a freaking thing. But anyways, I'm excited for that. Because like as much as I like making stuff and being in stuff, I still really do think it's important that other people's stories be told. Like that's a big part of mental health. It's like if you really want to get rid of the stigma, we all have to be able to talk about things like
and normalize that. Yeah,
normalize it. And also like the first one, and that's like maybe this will turn a lot of people away from my podcast, or maybe it won't, and that's totally fine. Like my first one is about sexual assault and depression. But it's just
that's
like
a strong one.
Right? It's just like, but it's just like, but this is the story of a lot of people.
Yes, yeah.
The story of a lot of people. And Sarhita, she's like Southeast Asian. And you know, she talks about it too, where it's just like we don't talk about this in our culture, even though it happens. So I'm really excited to start getting that podcast out. And yeah, I'm excited to do more stuff with you guys. Yeah, that's me. Okay, go, Asia.
Oh, actually, I was trying to think about what are the things that I'm excited for. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I guess doing what I'm doing, YouTube, this, like my personal, and then also the Phil and Film Collective. What else? Oh, our doc. Our documentary that I'm co-directing with Marissa. And um, yeah, I mean, y'all already know. Like, there are several things that I'm like pitching, and I'm like, it's very ambitious, and I guess I'll say it just so I could like normalize saying it out loud, and not feel like it's just like a dream that I can't, make happen. But a few of them include a podcast. I don't know why I'm scared. But it's interesting because my original premise for my coming back to YouTube again was to interview my friends, to like, especially those Trixie, especially those that were underrepresented. I was like, I'm gonna put us out there, our stories to be heard. And so then now kind of coming back to this, I'm like, wow, it's perfect timing. The next one is um, I was gonna say a talk show, a series. I'm gonna turn Uhaw into like a short series of like 5 episodes of some sort. Sometime next year, probably it'll come out September, maybe definitely by my third year on YouTube. So then we have a lot more time to create it, because I'll be
Mhm.
working with this team over here. And the people, and also the people that get to be in it, so I'm super thankful for that already. And I guess the last thing I want to say is it's like, ooh, kind of I want to start learning to trust myself more and like really owning up to like my power, not only as a person but also as an artist, versus like always getting stuck in the imposter syndrome, and just like, you know,
Yeah. Imposter syndrome's hard.
yeah. But I didn't realize it was so normal.
Oh, it's so normal.
Especially when you're starting something new.
Your girl just made a video about that.
Exactly. That's what. Yeah. Yeah. Check it out. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah, it's difficult. And it's so weird because it's like, I don't know how you guys feel, but like with imposter syndrome, with feeling like insecure about your stuff, at least for this year, for me, the things that kept pushing me were actually the shitty behavior of other people. It was kind of like stubbornness and be like, if you're going to be crappy, then I'm going to make my own thing. Or if like, if these people are going to be crappy, then I'm going to highlight the other people that they're being crappy too. You know what I mean?
And that's.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's good actually. It sucks, but it's good.
yeah, like I don't know. For me, sometimes it's that because it's easier. Like, because it is really hard, especially, like when you make shit, it's your shit, it's your baby. But for me, like literally being angry at other people, like boosted me to make more stuff because I wanted to like flip the bird to other people. That's me. I don't know. What? Okay, I'm going to make that a question. What kept you going in 2020?
And you on the group chat, please let us know. Just type it down below of some of the things that you're interested into. So, wait, everyone went already, right? Yeah. Oh no, we did.
Kind of
No, we
saying.
did. Yeah.
Well, I
Okay,
mean,
before we end.
what?
Wait.
Trixie asked a question.
Sorry. We were talking at the same time. Sorry. Go.
What kept you going in 2020 through your imposter?
That was the question. Okay.
Okay. You can go, Adrian.
Imposter syndrome. It would be. This is the year of like fuck it, basically. Like literally, because super long story short, before the pandemic happened, I like it was still the same trajectory that I was going, but I was just like going about it in a way where I was like burning myself out, like burning myself out. I was just like go, and I was working way too hard and not smart. So it really had to take for the whole pandemic for me to lose my aunt and for me to go through my own grieving process. For me to be like, I need to bookmark these feelings of like when it feels like I'm operating from a place of scarcity and abundance. So by now I'm like,
Mm.
ooh,
Mhm.
ooh. Yeah. So yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, because
I've
it's
gotten better.
crappy people.
Yeah.
Yeah. This year has been something.
Okay, go, Marissa.
Yeah, what's been keeping me going and like what has helped me push through my own imposter syndrome is honestly like just looking at my past work. And like I mean I've done a lot of like inner work, like self-love stuff this year too, because I mean we've spent a lot of time with our own thoughts and our own this all year. And like I actually did allow myself to like look at vlogs from like a year ago, and then like for one I was in a totally different place like mentally and emotionally.
Yeah.
And then two, like just looking, not that they were bad, but it's just like understanding how much my skill set has improved over the year, and just understanding like every time you think you're not making progress or advancing in your skill set in your craft, like just look back at work you did a year ago. I promise you, you're at least 1% better, and that's worth something. And I think also it's just like coming back to like, I know it's so cheesy, but like your why. Like, why do you do this? Why do you do your craft? Like, remember why you started in the first place. Because I feel like if you continually come back to that, you will stop getting caught up in, the metrics of it all, or where you're supposed to be, where it's like you do this because you love it. There's an aspect of this that you love, and just trying to keep that close to your chest, I think, is also important.
Yeah. Oh, yay. Let's end with that. That was a nice ending.
Yay. Thank you all for doing this. I was just like, I mean, we've been trying to meet up for the last couple of weeks, and we have, but I think this was really needed, Like, I mean, even if I mean, of course, we had the vlog or that video that we put out today, and also even if this is like the last live stream that we do for the year, at least we showed up, we're able to show up,
Mm-hmm.
I also want to say we only circle jerk every time we do a live session. So other times when we're meeting up, we're just planning stuff.
Yeah. We do work, actually.
We do work.
No, oh yeah, no, for sure,
Not
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I just wanted to make that clear.
Yeah. Wait, actually, can I just say one? Can I just announce one thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, starting today, I will be doing my 30-day Vlogmas live stream called "This Is Me," and it's just gonna be a chance for me to get to know my audience and for me to be out there. Yeah. Yeah.
Yay!
All right.
Thank
Thanks
you all for watching.
whoever's still here and whoever was here.
And
Love
who will be here. Thank
Watching
you.
after. Love you guys.
Bye. Peace out.
I don't know how to do that.
Wait, okay, I'm gonna. Oh wait, I'll just get this.
Where's the